227 from Shiopjin, asking why I take 1 attack speed and adaptive force instead of 2 adaptive forces on him. I personally think, well, I've done the math on this. So if I'm not mistaken, it was like 2.580 difference or something if you take adaptive force versus attack speed, because attack speed actually gives you 80, so you only lose like 2.580 in total. But when I play Jin, I feel like it's not about dealing damage, it's about not dying. And attack speed translates into movement speed on crit, which then translates into surviving. So I've always been a fan of giving myself that option. But you only lose out like 2.580, so it's not that big of a deal. It's less than you think. Almost everyone goes armor instead of health. Are you sure about the health? Well, I've done the math, and I know that health outscales armor and MR in terms of gold value around level 9, 10-ish. And I feel like I can survive lane without armor / MR, so theoretically health is better, or mathematically health is better. But I honestly just think it's personal preference, and it's so minor that it doesn't even matter. Like, you can probably play MR against a full 80 lane and get away with it anyways. But obviously you shouldn't. It's just such a small thing that I feel like personal preference is more important than anything else. But I have done the math behind it just to make sure that I'm not like hard hinting or anything, and it outscales armor / MR at like level 9 or 10, something like that. So yes, I am sure. I think Conqueror is better as well, but only outside of lane. I think inside of laning phase, PTA is better because it increases your allies damage, and it's only 3 hits instead of 5. So I feel like it's just better for laning phase. And if you want a late game mastery, you go for the Conqueror. But I honestly thought it was Shin Sport, right? So I saw Kai'Sa Shen, and I thought to myself, what kills Aftershock supports really fast? Bane kills Aftershock supports really fast. And then it turned out to be Nautilus, which is actually fine too. It's just late game, it's gonna be a bit annoying, I guess, because he's gonna press ult on me, and I'm gonna be like, what can I buy? I guess I have to buy like stopwatch or something, because that's like legit the only way it could help. I could save myself. Or I could buy something that could help. Or just be like generically really tanky, or not get in the first place, but that's not up to me, it's up to him. But I agree, Conqueror is better than PTA. And I would run it probably if it was a scrim, because then lane matters less and everything else matters more. But solo queue is like someone ints somewhere, and you just need to make sure that you either like force your opponent to int, or you don't int yourself. And I felt like during the last 2 games I was being forced to int by the people around me. So this game, what I want to do is force them to int. That's my plan. When you were not pro, did people's toxicity affect you? Not really, but I'm sure my toxicity affected others. I remember how I was like really, I mean, I've said this before, I was like really passive aggressive and used the old ping system to my advantages, so to speak. But then I started playing pro and I realized solo queue is about improving. It's not about winning or losing. And ever since that point, I guess I haven't really paid too much attention. But toxicity never affected me. I just muted people. Honestly, don't know how you play solo queue if you can mute. I feel like more than half of the games are like really not playable if you don't play with full mute on. What a pick here though.